Ready? Okay. We're live. Here we go. Coach. Okay, we'll start the press conference. I'll start with Chris Bassnett.
Hey, Coach. Just want to start with defense. You mentioned on the radio just guarding the ball so well today. What did you see from your guys on that end of the floor?
Yeah, I thought we were really good. We had that 10-minute stretch at the end of the first half, really 9-minute stretch where they scored the majority of their points. I thought we took the foot off the gas a little bit. I thought we got a little extended. They got into the paint 16 times in the last 9 minutes as opposed to 4 the first 11 minutes. And just the activity level out of the gate was exactly where it needed to be again. We have to continue that. We have to continue to get off to great starts. Generally, how you start the game is how you finish. And, the way that we converted those turnovers obviously was so much better than it was against Nevada the other day. And in a low possession game, one possession game, those matter. And, maybe it doesn't get to that last shot if we finish a couple of those plays early in the game. But I thought our defensive energy was off the charts. I thought it started with Trey. I thought he did a great job on Edey. He's a hell of a player. And to limit him the way he did, Delano, Thor did a great job staying in front. Griesel's he's a big, strong 6'6" point guard, and that's different for our guys. But they want to drive, they want to probe, and in a short turnaround like we had, the mental preparation is such a key to going out there and playing the right way, and that's what our guys did. They had great preparation in a short amount of time, third game in 4 days, and I thought we played with great energy pretty much all the way through.
Robin Walshett.
A lot of different scenarios and adversity. What are some of the main things you've learned about your team that maybe you didn't know or wanted to know going into the year? And what types of things are maybe concerns going forward?
Well, the thing that I talked to him about it after the game against Nevada is the way that our guys care, the way that they compete. I knew we would bounce back with great effort. Now, the thing about this game, especially early, is the ball went through the hoop. That didn't happen against Nevada. We talked a lot about movement. We talked a lot about shot selection. We had one little stretch where it wasn't great, but for the majority of this game, I thought we made the right play out there on the floor, and we played for each other. And you could just see it. You see how much it bothered them in that locker room after the loss to Nevada. So I did sense a good bounce-back game for us, and I was happy to see us come out with the energy early, and then the way we finished off those last 7 or 8 minutes shows, I think, what we're capable of.
Michael Brunst.
Hey, Fred, after Trey went scoreless the other night, did you do anything offensively to kind of get him going in this one, or how did you kind of see him, bounce back from that game?
Yeah, well, we ran something for Trey out of the gate, and I got him going. He had the 2 quick layups right away, and once you see that ball go through the hoop, that automatically gets your confidence going. I thought one of the key plays of the game was when Trey stepped up without hesitation and knocked down a 3 when they had cut it to 10. Pushed it back up to 13, then I think we scored the next possession to get it back up to 15. So I love Trey's pace. I thought he really pushed the ball down the floor. He had 1 turnover, I thought, where he tried to attack numbers. But overall, I thought Trey had a phenomenal game, both on offense and defense.
Sam McEwen.
Hey, Fred, I'll give you a chance to brag on Doc here a little bit. Did you think you'd have 39 steals in 3 games? I know that the opponents aren't as good as what you're going to face in the Big Ten, but nevertheless, did you think you'd be that successful in taking away the ball?
We've been really active. You're right. I won't give Doc credit for that. I'm going to take it. Doc's one of the best in the business. And you talk about, I thought when we were shrunk in our gaps, that's when we got a lot of those deflections. And as you know, with Doc's teams, it's all about trying to keep the ball out of the paint. We did a great job early in the one stretch where we gave up, again, the majority of the points in those last 9 minutes of the half. That's when we got extended. When we are in our gaps and we keep the ball out of the paint, we really give them one option. When they get in the paint, they can get to the rim, they can spray out to shooters. So when we keep it tight, we're a pretty darn effective team. And the other thing we have is length this year. You got length across the board. You got guys that are out there battling and talking. I love what this group is all about. I really like the makeup, and that's why we're going to have a chance this season.
Did you anticipate Teddy being as anticipatory as he is as a defensive player? I think he's got 13 steals in 3 games.
Yeah, for the most part, yes. At times he gets a little overzealous out there and tries to get out and top and gamble. That's another thing. Against really good teams, the gambles are going to make it pay. So, as long as we stay in there and do the right thing, you can live with some of that with getting out and being aggressive. But we talked about that. When that ball's going and the dribble's happening, if we stay tight, we want to attack the ball. And again, we've got players with good instincts. It starts with, you look at what Trey McGowan's did. I mean, he led the league in steals in the ACC. Incredible hands, anticipation. But yeah, Teddy's been good for the most part. Again, when he stays within the game plan.
We got time for 2 more questions. I'll go Caleb Henry.
Coach, Ivan got his first field goal that was not a dunk today. Is finishing inside a concern in the early part of this season?
I'll say this, Ivan, when you see him in practice, he's been finishing the ball much better this year than he has last. It just has not carried over, unfortunately, to the game to this point. He at times will try to force it through bodies, and he's got to kick those out. We talked about that at halftime. That was a big thing. And when he got offensive rebound, if you've got 2 guys or 3 guys surrounding you, you got to kick that out. That's a great time to get an open 3 or get a long closeout where we can attack. But he's stronger, he's bouncier. I'm confident he'll be a better finisher as we go on. Just game action, different opponent. He's struggling with that right now. But second half, I thought he did a good job. He got the offensive rebound. I think he had 5 of them. But if he doesn't have a direct lane and an angle of the basket, he's got to kick that out and continue the possession. But Ivan, I thought, gave us some good minutes today with his physicality. But again, finishing is something he's got to get better at.
Last question for Coach Chris Bassnett.
Coach, what did you see from Lat today? Hit the 3 early threes and then went to the bench. Looked like he wasn't really feeling good and had some foul trouble, but came back in the second half. I guess, what did you just see out of him overall?
Yeah, it was great to see Lat bounce back. He got in the gym. He was in the gym 2 hours before practice yesterday, shooting, just working on it. He was, I think, a little bit upset with himself. I think he turned down a couple against Nevada, including a late one where we were trying to get a 2-for-1 at the end of that Nevada game. But, Lat, listen, nobody spends more time in the gym than Lat. You can see it with his stroke. So to see him knock down those first couple, and I think started 3 for 3, and he did. He pounded an energy drink right before the game, and it wasn't sitting well in his stomach, and that's what happened when he tossed that up. But, he got back out there, and, again, Lat, you see Lat shooting stroke, but what you don't see a lot of times, he does so many little things out there on the floor and covers for us. He's always in a stance. He's got good length. You can switch him off onto a guard. We're asking him to guard a 5 right now, just with limited bodies. So I've been really, really impressed with Lat early on in this process. He's going to be a very good player for us.
I'll finish with Coach. We'll have Trey McGowan here shortly.
Thank you.